How's it going out there, everybody? Got another DeVeaux Speaks for, I forgot what the day is. Summertime, not working, I forget the days of the week. But listening to the news on the way, heading out to a friend's poetry event. And they're asking a panelist, is President Trump a racist? So they're going over his past tweet and some of the things he's said and things he supported and done in the past. And they're asking the panelists, is he a racist? And it's hilarious. I'm sitting there laughing because this panel, like 4 people go through and they can't say he's a racist. They're like, well, I don't know. Those are the words. And, you know, if that's what he says. Look, I was at a great leadership retreat. And if there's anything I've learned, is you really can't tackle and deal with something unless you call it what it is. You're not going to defeat Trump if you don't face him what he is. He's a racist. I don't know what the problem is. They were acting like it's a bad word. Is it a curse word or something? These people are scared to say it. Call it what it is. By definition, a racist is a person who thinks that one race is superior to another, or that one race is less than another, is not as worthy. How many examples do you need? This guy, his whole claim to fame, Trump, was him and his dad discriminating against people of color in their housing. He's been a racist way before he became president, and now all these tweets, all the disrespect. He starts out, the Mexicans are coming, they're going to rape you and bring the drugs. You know, he's still Central Park 5, still thinks, yeah, well, I think they're still guilty, whatever. He cannot bring himself to show respect to people of color. You know he's a racist even when he tries to talk up to black people. Remember the black person in the crowd at his rallies? Look at my African Americans over there. Look at my African American. Nobody talks like that who has respect for a group of people. Look at my African Americans right there. Who says that? But a racist who just thinks that, oh, these are property, these are things that I own, these are my toys that I can showcase. Look, people, you got to get it in your head. If you want to really defeat and deal with this guy, we know he's a racist. We also know he's a sexist, that he has little respect for women. Remember that whole, I get to grab them by their crotch and kiss them in their mouth. They like that because I'm powerful. Like, the people who voted for this guy, you just got to admit to yourself, I get it. Maybe you wanted the Supreme Court, whatever. But just be honest. You voted for a racist. You voted for an open racist and sexist. Stop lying to yourself. If you really want to see Trump lose his mind, nominate a black woman or a woman of color to run against him in a debate, because he thinks women are inferior and he thinks black people are inferior. He'll lose his mind if you get a powerful woman of color up there to debate against him. It'll all come out. Look, if you took me to the park where my daughter likes to play in New Rochelle, if I close my eyes, I can hear the ducks quacking in the pond behind me. I don't need to see it. I know they're ducks because I know what ducks sound like. And so, therefore, could someone be tricking me? Could someone be making duck noises? It's possible. But I am going to respond when I hear them getting close as if they are ducks, because they sound like ducks, and I'm going to respond accordingly unless something proves to me otherwise. If I'm walking somewhere and I hear a dog barking, or the sound of a dog barking, could somebody be tricking me? Could it be a recording? It could be. But if it sounds like a dog coming and barking, I am going to respond because I know what a dog sounds like. I'm not going to sit there and debate and be like, well, maybe it's a dog, maybe it's not. No, it's a dog. I am going to prepare to deal with a dog or get away from a dog unless something proves me otherwise. When a person says things like they need to go back to their country, and they were born here in America. 3 out of the 4 women that he tweeted, he said should go back to their country, were born here. It says go back, right? When you talk about, oh, those African and Caribbean nations, those are shithole countries. We should get people from Norway, or what do you say, Normandy, whatever. What do the people of Norway look like? Nothing against them. But he's saying he wants white, fair-skinned people and not people from nations of color. We know he's a racist. If I close my eyes and listen to him speak, America first, I know what a racist sounds like. I've heard racist before. It's no mystery. And so I would be foolish not to respond as if I'm dealing with a racist when talking about President Donald Trump, because why get caught off guard? Why let him hustle you and trick you when you should be aware? All these people they want to talk about, in the barbershop, they're, yeah, Trump, he's an idiot, he's a fool like this. Stop doing that to yourself. You do that, you do yourself a disservice. He's not an idiot. He may be incompetent for his job, but he's not an idiot. He's actually a very masterful manipulator, right? Because if he's an idiot, then you got tricked and fooled. We've elected an idiot. Okay, that sounds good, but I think more than him being an idiot, and that he's more of a hustler. Trump and I went to the same high school. I'm not proud of that, but I know a hustler when I see one. And one thing hustlers do is they try to downplay themselves so they can get advantage on you, right? So you're playing pool with a hustler. I play pool with people. I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't played since college. It's been a long time. True. Yeah, I played pool last week. But if I'm gonna hustle somebody, I'm gonna lie and downplay my skills to try to give me an advantage. If I'm playing basketball with someone, I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, just got knee surgery. This arthritis is kicking in. I ain't have no knee surgery. I don't have arthritis. But if he can play a little bit softer defense on me because he thinks I'm injured, I can hustle him. I can trick him so I can win. Don't forget, Trump in his rallies, he says something I never heard a president say in the campaign. He said, I love the uneducated. He loves people that aren't educated. Why? Because those people are easier to manipulate. He loves the uneducated. And people calling him stupid and saying he's not smart, you're about to get him elected for another 4 years. Because you're not dealing with a stupid person. You're dealing with a racist, sexist, master manipulator. And you need to approach him as such. Because right now, you're just being hustled. He's got women voting for him. That's why it's holding women for Trump. If you're allowed to say, I can grab women by their, I can't even use the quote. I'll say genitals. How embarrassing is that? I can't even quote the president of this country. That's how vulgar and disgusting this guy is. But he used the P word. I can grab women by their genitals, kiss them in the mouth because they like it. Young girls, too. Not that it would be okay with any girl's age, but just praying on our daughters because he's got money, he could do that. And women walked in the booth and said, oh yeah, that's the person I want. That's the person that I want to lead the country. White men walked in the booth and said, the guy who says that he can grab my wives, my mothers, and my daughters by their genitals and kiss them in the mouth because he has money, he could do that. That's who they said, that's who we want our leader to be. So you got to know what you're dealing with, right? These aren't good people. These are very wicked, very dangerous people. These aren't silly people or dumb people. These are master manipulators. They know how to do little magic. Oh, don't worry about this, what we're doing over here, taking away rights, taking away women's reproductive rights, rolling back civil rights. Just listen to these little racist tweets and this craziness over here. They're playing us and they're setting us up, right? So he could be here for another 4 years. So I just want people to just wake up, know what you're dealing with, and knowing that he didn't get here by accident. He got here through very crafty means and playing up the racial underbelly of this country. Don't forget, the country was founded on racists. Oh my goodness, the founding fathers? Yeah, the founding fathers. Okay, they did some good things. They wanted to overthrow the tyranny from Britain, but they owned slaves. So they were racist. When they said all men were created equal, they weren't talking about me. Hey, I was property. They had to have an argument and debate just to be 3/5 of a human. And not really the rights of 3/5 of a human, but 3/5 of a human counted for their representative government. So we know who you're dealing with. And stop lying to ourselves. If we want to honor racists for some of the things they did, fine. But just be clear they're racist. Don't be confused. I showed someone documents of Columbus coming here and chopping off hands of Native Americans and mutilating and abusing people and raping the women. They're like, oh, but he discovered America. That's the insanity that we live under. Living in this hypocritical America, almost everybody is just insane. Because we play that we're in this country with this idea where everyone is created equal, and you can turn on the news every day and see this country doesn't live those ideals. So I think if we tell the truth, it doesn't mean you're not patriotic. You know, it doesn't mean you're a complainer or a bad person. I think the best way to cure and make this country a place where everyone could feel safe, secure, and loved, supported, I think the best way is if you speak up and call it what it is, and not to be afraid, and build on there. And if you call it what it is, then people can make a choice, and then people can change. But if you keep lying and pretending it's something that it's not, well, guess who's going to be in office for another 4 years? Anyway, that's a little DeVeaux Speaks today. Looks like I'm almost here. All right, you guys have a good night.